Welcome to the Militia gaming community. I'm Trigger, and this video is everything new in the Need for Speed Unbound Volume 4 update. Let's go. Real quick before I get into the video, if you're watching this video, it means that you're still playing Unbound, and if you're still playing Unbound, chances are you need people to play with, and that's where NFS Battles comes into play. Go to nfsbattles.com. It's a website I've created to establish a global leaderboard for Need for Speed Unbound and Need for Speed Heat. If you're still playing that, you can go there to get yourself into 1v1 battles, 2v2 battles, or 4v4 battles. It's a great place to find other people to race with, and you can earn exclusive, awesome rewards for your profile wall. The link is in the description down below. It's completely free, and it helps you connect with other racers. All right, let's get into the video. So, we're going to go over everything that's new in the Unbound update for Volume 4. There's lots to talk about, but first, let's start with the cars. There's a total of 8 new cars, and I'm going to have to put new in quotations here because there's really only one brand new car. The other cars are cars that were already in the game that are just reskinned or just have a legendary body kit on them. So let's talk about the brand new car first. That's the Porsche Taycan Turbo S. Completely new to the game. It's all electric and it's awesome to drive. In order to unlock this car, you have to finish the Porsche Unleashed playlist 3 times. Once you've done that, the car is unlocked. It's not gifted to you. You still have to buy it, and it costs you $250,000 in game. It's actually one of the cooler cars to drive, although it's not super fast yet. I just put out a detailed video about this car, so I'll link that in the description. Moving on to the Porsche 911 Carrera S. This car is a legendary custom version of the 911 Carrera S that's already in the game, and you get it for leveling up your speed pass to level 50, and it is completely free. They gift you the car once you hit level 50. Next up is the McLaren F1. Now, obviously the F1's already in the game, but this one is the Need for Speed Heat edition. It's gifted to players who played Need for Speed Heat. Again, completely free. As long as you've played Need for Speed Heat, you will get the McLaren F1 for free in your garage. Next up is the 2021 Lamborghini Countach Legendary Custom Edition. Now, this is a reward for having EA Play. If you've got an EA Play subscription, this car will be sitting in your garage when you load up Volume 4, completely free, except for the fact that you're paying for EA Play. And speaking of paying for cars, let's get into the DLC cars that you're going to be paying for if you want every single car. The first one is the Lotus Exige Legendary Custom. This DLC is $9.99 and you get the car, and it comes with 10 Speed Pass levels. The next up is the Mercedes-AMG G63 Legendary Custom. This DLC pack is $14.99 and it comes with various cosmetics as well as the car itself. And lastly, this pack is $5.99 and it comes with the Polestar Hero Edition from Need for Speed Heat, the R34 Skyline Hero Edition from Underground 1, and the Nissan 350Z Hero Edition from Underground 2. So to get that straight, it's $5.99 and you get all 3 cars. This is literally the worst DLC in the game because all of these cars were free in Need for Speed Heat. All you had to do was unlock them. I really hate this. However, these cars are in the game and I'm going to be testing them to see if they're worth anything. All right, that's it with the cars. Let's move on to the new events. First up, the new races. There's one brand new playlist that features 3 brand new races, and that's called the Porsche Unleashed playlist. You've got a race called Everything or Nothing, Lakeshore Remaster, and then Bank B-Side. Bank B-Side is the only one that I would put an asterisk on because it's really just a reversed race of one that was already in the game. Now, on this playlist, you are locked into using rental cars. You cannot use your custom cars in this playlist, and no surprise, all of the cars that are rentals are Porsches. On the first race, you'll be using an RSR. On the second, it's a 911 Carrera S. And finally, on the third race, you'll be using the all-electric Taycan. The final race of this playlist actually takes place at the Kennedy racetrack, that Bank B-Side race, and they've completely redesigned that space in honor of the 75th anniversary of Porsche. It is definitely a cool redesign, but to be honest with you, it's not game-changing. It's not going to be something that changes the way or makes you play any differently or more. So let's move on to the different event types. We have 2 new event types. The first is called Gauntlets. There are 4 Gauntlet playlists which contain races that were already in the game with cops added to them. The first race is a Heat 3 cops chase, the second is a Heat 4, and the third race will have Heat 5. These are not your normal cops. There are more of them, and they are far more aggressive than the free roam cops, which is honestly so nice because the free roam cops are completely boring and not a challenge at all. The event's mechanics are different than the regular playlist. You don't get to change your car in between the races because your damage does not reset between the races. So basically, besides winning the race, your goal is actually to stay alive. Crashing out sends you back to the garage and you win nothing. You can repair your car along the way by running through gas stations, and there are plenty of them along the race paths. As long as you're paying attention, you really shouldn't have any issues. The payouts for gauntlets are about 20% higher than the average playlist, so if you're confident that you can survive or possibly win these races, these are a great way to make money. The next new event type is called a boosted event. These are just regular events, but they have a 1.5 times multiplier to both the money and the XP. They last about 10 minutes or so and can be run as many times as possible within that 10 minutes. Then there's a short break and another random boosted event will appear somewhere else on the map. You don't really have to worry about missing them if another player starts one because they're not limited. Each player in the game could start their own if they really wanted to, but that's probably not how it's going to happen. Boosted events pay more, and so I believe you'll probably get a full 8-player lobby that's racing those boosted events. These boosted rewards will also happen to linkups every once in a while. Those are super rewarding. I definitely recommend taking advantage of those when you have the chance. Alright, let's move on to the speed pass. There are 75 new tiers of rewards consisting of 10 banner stickers, 5 driving effects, 11 underglows, 14 clothings, 3 horns, 6 decal sets, 5 poses, 6 banner audios, 5 banner arts, 5 different rims, 2 different samples, 2 license plate frames, and 1 911 Carrera S Legendary Custom, as I mentioned earlier in the video. Most of this, to be honest, is not that attractive. But I do like the rims, I do like the underglows, and I like the driving effects, and obviously the car itself. And it's a completely free speed pass. You don't have to purchase anything to earn any of this content. So it's really hard to complain about what they're giving you because it's completely free and added to the game for every single player that wants to play. That being said, let's move on to the linkups because we do have changes with the linkups. There are 7 new linkup locations. All of the old locations and challenges are completely gone. It's a really nice refresh of this mode, but it's not game changing. Many of the challenges are really similar to the old ones, like going through speed traps or getting air, but they've added a few challenges that are actually kind of silly. There's one where you have to honk your horn while you're in the air, or if you're in a blue zone. It's just funny to hear all of these people honking their horns at the same time and as fast as you possibly can. Obviously, that's not a very difficult challenge to simply honk your horn, but it is funny and that's entertaining, and for that I have to give it up to Criterion. They've also added challenges that are actually good, like reversing through speed traps. But they've put those speed traps like super close together, and it's actually fun to try to drive smoothly backwards. And speaking of backwards, there's a new challenge to do J-turns, which is actually a nice addition to the challenges as well. Some of the locations are a little bit crazy, like this one on the side of this hill, or this one which is in the middle of a city. I just can't imagine what it's going to feel like with a full 16-player lobby all doing that link up in this tiny crowded space. I think people are going to be crashing into each other left and right, and I think it'll be likely that these linkups get failed. But all in all, the linkups feel very similar to the Volume 3 linkups, just in different places with slightly different challenges. A big change, however, is that they are spawning less frequently. There's a 30-minute timer between the end of the link up and the start of a new link up. So when you see one open up, you better get in because there's not going to be another one for at least 50 minutes because link ups last about 15 to 20 minutes and then you have the 30-minute timer. I actually really like this change. I kind of wish the timer wasn't so long. I think it should be around 15 to 20 minutes in between, but this is actually going to get people racing again because in between the link ups, what are you going to be doing? You're going to be building cars, you're going to be racing, you're going to be doing boosted events, you're going to be doing gauntlet events. I actually think the change is good. I just think it might be just a little bit too long, because when you're in a server, it feels like forever until the next Linkup comes, and I think everybody was using Linkups to build up their banks so that they could buy and customize cars. So we'll see how this goes and if they decide to adjust it going forward, but you should be able to keep busy with regular playlists, boosted events, and gauntlets. And now for the last change, the daily and weekly challenges. They've added 50 daily challenges, 39 weekly challenges, and 15 new one-shot challenges. Those are the challenges, if you remember, that you had to do to unlock certain cars or certain cosmetics. There are 15 new challenges like that, and then they're going to be rotating all of those daily and weekly challenges. These are usually pretty easy and they pay pretty well, so I do recommend focusing on them when you hop on the game. They will boost your progression through the speed pass levels as well, because they also provide you with XP. Alright guys, that's it for this one. Send me a DM if you have any questions, either on Instagram, Twitter, or Discord, or you can just hop into my stream. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 p.m. Central Time in the US. I'm on kick.com, and I'm also right here on YouTube. You can watch the live stream at either place. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Trigger out.